What's good, internet? Jake here. Jake as ever on the second channel, doing what I love the most, which is covering Transformers news. And I got a whole heaping portion for y'all. The newest Transformers news from San Diego Comic-Con. I'm streaming right now, I'm live with my chat, and we just watched the San Diego Comic-Con live stream where they revealed so much. They revealed so much. We're gonna take a look at everything that got revealed today. We're gonna talk about it. I'm gonna give all my thoughts on it, and I'm probably gonna read chat a little bit too. All right, we're over here on TF Hype Guy's Twitter account. He uploaded all the images from the reveal stream. All right, first thing we gotta talk about is Deluxe Class Sure Shot. From what I've heard, he's the last Target Master Transformer that needed to be released, at least in the current remake era. So Sure Shot finally, he does look like he comes with his Target Master. No idea what the dude's called. He's a Target Master, so it's good that he comes with his Target Master, right? He looks good, man. He looks like a good classic Autobot sort of robot. He looks like he would be a generic robot in a Transformers video game or something. But that's not a bad thing. Also, low-key, the front of his bumper kind of reminds me of Solus Prime. I don't think they share any tooling at all, but it just kind of reminds me of it. Next up, we have Deluxe Class Blast Off, which is a part of the Combaticons. He turns into a space shuttle. Obviously, he's a Deluxe Class, so not big space shuttle. But he does turn into a space shuttle. The big talking point for him is that his face is kind of weird. So in the old cartoon, something got messed up, and the artists or whoever did the colors assumed that this part was his visor instead of these parts being his eyes. So I believe that this is meant to be his eyes, this weird little tiny visor, and then these parts right here are just part of his face, but they were meant to be his eyes. That's what I believe. I'm not a historian on the Combaticons or anything, okay? I might be getting something wrong, but I know there's some sort of animation error, and they kind of adapted it into this toy. So he looks fine. He looks like a good toy. Maybe one of the weaker Combaticons based on what we've seen and what we will see here. Just a little space shuttle guy. I used to have Astro Train, Classics Astro Train back in the day, who transformed into a train and a space shuttle. Probably a space shuttle about this size, so I don't know. That weirdly gets me nostalgic for Classics Astro Train, but not super into Blast Off besides the idea of using him to form Bruticus. All right, next up is a very exciting reveal. Maybe one of the highlights of the reveals for me. It is Deluxe Class Quick Strike. And now I can't say anything about Quick Strike's character. I haven't gone through season 2 of Beast Wars, or I don't even know if he shows up in Beast Wars, to be quite honest. But this is a toy I know because he's such a weird toy. He was part of the Fusers line, I think they were called, and that was just a robot with a beast mode that was usually a mix of two different beasts. So in this case, he's a mix of a scorpion and a cobra for a tail, which is just such a sick idea. And I really love the look of him. He's like a little squat. Me and the people that I was streaming with, we were thinking he's probably going to be on the smaller side, maybe 86 Bumblebee almost level, a little bit bigger than a core class, just because his proportions overall seem really a little bit too short for a tall guy. You know what I mean? If you look at the Scorpion, he looks like a chunky little chibi Scorpion. But I really like how he looks. Next up, this was an pretty exciting one. This is Quintus Prime, one of the Primes. We're building out the 13. I don't think that all of the 13 have been revealed. Yeah, we still need Liege Maximo. We need Nexus Prime. Yeah, Quintus Prime got revealed, and Quintus Prime looks really interesting. It's got that tentacly look to it, that implies that Quintus had something to do with creating the Quintessons. But what's really interesting is that I think there are feet under this skirt. They look translucent, but I think there's probably legs that you can articulate that are under the skirt, which is pretty cool. It's cool that it's not just a static figure. I mean, maybe the legs aren't articulated to a good degree, but I can't imagine they give Quintus Prime legs without giving... Is it a he or a her? I don't know. without giving them like some decent articulation on them at least. The vehicle mode, it's a Cybertronian vehicle mode. It kind of looks like a squid, which is fun. That's cute. It's cute that it's a squid. It's like a squid with a vehicle window, which is kind of cool. Like these vehicle modes, I'm so on them. It kind of depends on character, but the robot mode looks really cool. All right, moving on to the Age of the Primes, woman Squidward. Moving on to the Age of the Primes Voyagers, we're going to talk about Brawl here, which we were speculating in the call. We think this might have an ankle tilt, like a ratchet ankle tilt like Scavenger has for Devastator. I've seen this in my Discord, and we were kind of chatting about it in the call. Some people are thinking Bruticus might be like a combination skeleton combiner and regular combiner. So, like, the legs might be skeleton, or the arms are legs. I can't figure out which is which, but I guess it'd be the legs. So the legs might be like Devastator style, where Onslaught will come with like pants to like put on the combiner, and then Bruticus would plug in and have an ankle tilt and stuff like Devastator. And then the arms would be skeleton. Like Onslaught would have skeleton arms that Vortex and Blastoff would hook into. Because we gotta keep in mind, the leaked listings say that Swindle is also going to be a Voyager. The reason Scavenger and the other one, whose name I can't remember, are Voyagers is because they have ratchets in their midsection. This Brawl looks really cool. I like his face design with the like magenta mask and like the glowing orange. I think he just looks cool. Decent tank mode. It's Brawl. He's not one of my favorite guys, to be honest, but he looks solid. This is one of the most exciting reveals for me. This is Amalgamous Prime, who in the lore is the like god of transformation basically, and this design is definitely, we didn't know what this guy would look like in the aligned continuity. He's like a mess of spaghetti wires and stuff, but in the Transformers 1 continuity he does kind of look like this, but this is kind of its own entire thing. I don't think it's based on any one continuity. But he looks really cool. I love the Shockwave inspired face. You can definitely tell Shockwave is a descendant of Amalgamous Prime. And I believe in the live stream said he's gonna be like a Battle Master or Weaponizer, where pieces of him will come off and can be attached to other Transformers, which kind of makes sense in my mind to Amalgamous. I don't know if that's 100% true. That's just something I heard someone say. But I love the silver they're using. I love this translucent orange right here. Like this crystal. I love that he has like a pickaxe weapon, which just looks really cool. He's got such a unique robot mode. Like the hunched over look with the head right here. And then he's got 2 sets of arms. He just looks really cool. And what he transforms into is really interesting. He's like, again, like Shockwave, like the current continuity, like evergreen version of Shockwave, he turns into a walking spider tank. But I gotta say, I really like the look of this spider tank way more than they usually tend to look like, at least the Shockwave ones I've seen. I don't know, something about like the hands as the spider tank feet is really cool. But yeah, this is one of my most excited for characters. This guy and Micronus are like top of the list in terms of Prime for me. Like, they just look fantastic. Okay, next up, this is the first major disappointment of the reveals. Maybe, to be honest, the only real disappointment for me. Now, you guys gotta understand, I am a gigantic Transformers animated fan. It's my favorite continuity. So this is just incredibly disappointing. I've played with the Trashmaster mold before. I might have sold it. I can't remember if I still have it. I need to check my closet, but I really did not like the Trashmaster mold. If you have like any, brain power, you would probably assume Retgar would be remolded from Trashmaster because he turns into a garbage truck in Transformers Animated. But this guy is not Retgar from Transformers Animated, man. This has got to be the first bad animated figure. I like the head sculpt looks great. I gotta give props to the head sculpt. It's got that animated charm. His eyes look great. He's got the goatee. He's got all the stuff you would want from an animated Retgar face, but everything else, no. T-Fan Page did point out his like weapon does kind of look like Retgar's like sword from his toy. Maybe he had it in the show. I cannot remember if he had his actual swords in the show. I think so. It kind of looks like that, kinda. Not really, in my opinion. I just really did not like this mold, and I really hate that this is Retgar. This is my G1er. I'm throwing a tantrum moment. Like, they couldn't even take the spikes and bars off. Yes, like, Retgar is not a Mad Max vehicle. This doesn't look like Retgar, man. If you're also an animated fan and you like how he looks, you know, good for you. I'm happy for you. But me, as an animated fan, I'm not gonna buy this. It's not Retgar, bro. Like, they didn't try. So I'm not gonna buy it. Next up, we have the leader class for Age of the Primes. So this is Razor Claw. We kind of knew this guy was coming, right? But this is a repaint of Tigerhawk. I didn't pick up Tigerhawk, but I think I will be picking up this guy because the mold for Tigerhawk looks great. Yeah, the mold looks great. I like the colors. He could have used some more color. I feel like some more purple. Like, this is all gray. The purple and red looks really fantastic, but it's so sparse. This is a huge reveal, guys. So this kind of got teased on the Magmatron box art. This is Big Convoy. And Big Convoy in Japan, Convoy is what they call Optimus Prime. And Big Convoy is like Beast Wars 2 era, I want to say, Optimus Prime. He turns into a woolly mammoth. His enemy is Magmatron, who was the commander a few years back. And this guy just looks incredible. The mammoth mode looks awesome. I love that the trunk can move a little bit. I love that his ears can flap. That's so adorable. The molding just looks good. He is gonna be a statue in mammoth mode. I'm not upset about it. It's leader class, which is good. It's not commander, which I don't know if I would want to pay commander, but I would pay leader class price for Big Convoy. The robot mode looks nice and chunky. Like, he looks a little bit squished, but I think that kind of works way more for Big Convoy, just like the thick woolly mammoth vibes. I do feel like his original toy was maybe a little stretched out more, like normally proportioned, but I really love this sort of vibe they've given him, like a staunch sort of powerful transformer. So I really love that. I really love how this guy turned out. Also, all the big kibble on his back turns into a bazooka? Really? Oh, I can kind of see it, I think. Like that right there, where my cursor is, that might turn into a giant weapon. So yeah, that's a Big Convoy. This was a huge reveal. I don't think anyone was expecting this. Oh yeah, and also this guy Jalopy got announced. This is a Junkion. It's made from like 2 different Junkion molds. I don't know. I didn't care for the Junkions, and I don't care for this guy. Jalopy is a funny name. I'll say that much. And they just showed this render of Onslaught. It does look like he has like tilting action here, but I think they just stretched the model to make him do that. I don't think that's accurate to his actual articulation. If it is, it's very cool, but I don't think so. I kind of doubt it. So this is Onslaught. He looks like Onslaught, and I'm sure he's going to be a great figure. Okay, now we're moving on to Studio Series reveals, and first one starting off, really love it. This is the Last Night Barricade, who comes with his Gauntlet Blaster, which was an iconic part of his character, and he also has this like... It's a blaster, but it almost looks like a revolver in the middle. It looks really cool. The police car mode looks really sick. I love the like overemphasized grill here and the big ass spoiler. The robot mode also looks good. I don't know how accurate it is to the movie. I kind of feel like it's not super accurate to the movie, but I could be wrong. You know, he doesn't show up in the movie that long, but I do really like the look of this design. Like, even if it's not accurate, this is a really cool looking robot. And I think it fits Barricade well. It kind of looks like, if you look over here, it looks like he might have the knuckle dusters. Because if you remember, I don't know if it made it into the final movie. I think it did. I'm pretty sure it was on the original The Last Night toy. But he had 2, like, what are they called? Like, hand braces? Those things you hold when you punch somebody. And they said like Law and Order or some shit like that. It almost looks like one is right here, and maybe it can slide over his hands, like fold over. It's really hard to tell. That is just a really vague guess based on what I see here. It totally could just be a piece of kibble that doesn't move at all. But if they were going to give him those, it would be really cool if they could slot on and slot off. Brass knuckles, thank you. Next up, we have Transformers The Last Knight Nemesis Prime. What a radical change from Age of Extinction Prime. He does have like pink eye. You can barely see it right there. He has pink eye. His arms are different. He has like the knight arms, I guess. But this literally is just the exact same Age of Extinction Prime with the red paint on his face. I mean, it looks like he has better paint overall, and that might be a Decepticon symbol in the middle of his chest there. It's hard to tell. I've seen this guy in stores a couple times. I don't know if I'll ever pick up the Age of Extinction one, but I certainly won't be picking up the Last Night. 86 Wind Charger got announced. I'm not like a big mini bots guy. This guy looks cool. He looks like a cool, again, almost generic Transformer soldier. He looks like he'll be fun to play with. He's deluxe, but he's a mini bot, so he'll probably be like 86 Bumblebee size. And now this is the real exciting stuff. This is huge. So for the last few years, we've been getting repaints of, I want to say it's Transformers Earthrise Starscream. And Earthrise Starscream has garnered a lot of hate. It's got a lot of love as well. It's essentially a scaled up version of the Deluxe Classics mold. Scaled up a couple things different for sure, but very similar to that mold. Some people hate it. Some people absolutely hate it. Perspective End, my friend Perspective End, hates it. But this is an entirely, they said it's a whole new mold. It's probably got a little bit similar engineering just because, you know, it's a jet, like it's the same guy, right? It's still the G1 Seeker that turns into a jet. So I'm not surprised there's like similar engineering in any sense. But this apparently is a brand new mold. He looks amazing. He looks so good. Like the way they sculpted the chest plate, his legs, the legs on him look so good, man. Finally, a truly modern Seeker mold. Yes, dude. This looks incredible. His arms look good. Like, the thing about Earthrise Starscream, and I didn't really have any problems with the mold myself. I don't have any in my possession, but I did play with them at some point. The issue with the Earthrise Starscream for me is that he's too chunky. He's too square. But this is square for sure, because Seekers are a little bit square. But they're also slim in certain areas, like the legs and the arms. He just looks so good, man. And the vehicle mode looks amazing. Oh, wow. This guy looks incredible. And I'm really glad I have not invested in any Seekers. Like, the only Starscream I think I own is War for Cybertron Starscream. So this guy just looks incredible. The only thing I can think to point out is like the chest section does kind of look like it'll be hollow in the middle. It looks like it could be anyway. It's really hard from this perspective to tell, but it kind of looks like this piece where the arm is will tab into the chest, and that'll keep the arm secure to the chest. But it does look like there might be like a hollow area right here in the center. I collected all the cone heads. Well, get ready to collect them again. We're going for round 2, 3, depending on how old you are. Thundercracker looks like a Transformers Red figure. In the nicest way possible, yes he does. Yes he does, man. He looks like very clean, like almost as if he didn't transform, which is, in my mind, a hallmark of a great Transformers mold. We also got some Transformers 1. We saw these guys in the last fan stream they did. They showed off prototypes, gray prototypes. But it's Transformers 1 Arachnid, who is deluxe class. We were talking about it in the stream. She looks like really weird, like really washed out. And it's true she is mostly black in design, but I just feel like the rendering, the color of the black just is like, it's got to be a little lighter, right? It can't be like pitch black. So I don't know. I think it just comes off like a bit weird looking, but I think the final toy is gonna look fine. I think it's just because it's like an entirely black toy, and the render has to be like visually understandable. And we also got a color prototype or a color render of Transformers 1 Alpha Trion, who looks incredible. I cannot wait for this guy. I love the energy horn. I love his tail weapon. I love that they went with the like decrepit, broken down Alpha Trion instead of going for like his more fresh look when he's like before the Quintessons attack and all that. Just because this is how we saw him in the movie, and I think this look just works better for the design. For me personally, anyway. And, you know, even if you don't like it, it doesn't look like it's going to be super obvious in robot mode. It's just going to be on his back, really, in like one arm. And like there's some gnarling, but it's not like a lot of battle damage. So I think he looks really good, man. Now let's talk about the biggest reveal of the show. I mean, you know, it depends on the person, but in a quite literal sense, this is the biggest toy revealed. This is Titan class Transformers Age of Extinction Grimlock, which I actually, there's an old tweet. I don't remember making it, but I actually predicted that they were going to do this. I want the Studio Series Titan class to be the playing guy from Rise of the Beast, but real talk, what if it's the new AoE Grimlock that AoE Prime can ride? I accidentally predicted it. I do that a lot, so you should subscribe to me. So this guy is Titan class. Yes, he's Titan class. Which means that Prime probably can ride him. If you look right here, there's a little tab, and I'm willing to bet money that's where Prime plugs in. Because literally there's no reason to make this guy as big as he is, if not to let Prime ride him. We have to think about it this way. The first Grimlock toy came out like the first wave of the Transformers Studio Series line. So it's been like 5 years. And they've done a redo already. They redid VW Bumblebee because the first one was based on concept art and didn't look like the character. So they redid it and he looks great. Grimlock here, similar case. 5 years of growing as a company, creating new Transformers products has really helped this toy, man. He looks fantastic. The robot mode looks really good, but the dinosaur mode just looked perfecto, man. It looked perfecto. I'm not super into Age of Extinction Grimlock, but this is a huge kicker, man. And this is where I think a lot of the conversation is going to come from in the next few days. They also announced with Grimlock that they are going to make all 4 of the Age of Extinction Dinobots in Titan class size. And if for some reason you're watching and you don't know size classes, Transformers Titan classes are the biggest size of Titan class. Now this guy is probably going to be the smaller scale of Titan class, which sounds confusing. They recently downsized Titan class a little bit with Star Optimus Prime. So it went down in price by about like $50, I want to say, and it went down in size a little bit. I think this guy will probably be that way, but I could see him being a $200 version. Age of Extinction Prime is a leader class toy, and leader class isn't what it used to be in terms of size, but I've seen that guy in real life and he looks big enough, man, and he would need a fairly large dinosaur to ride it properly. Like I said, I'm not super into Grimlock, but that means we're getting Slog, which is a Brachiosaurus. We're getting Scorn, which is a Spinosaurus. And we're getting Strafe, which is a 2-headed pterodactyl. Slog and Spinosaur, or Slog and Scorn, I could easily see being Titan class size because they are such big dinosaurs. And think about it. Pitching a huge dinosaur Transformers toy that turns into a Brachiosaurus or a Spinosaurus, that is kind of not an easy sell, but a better sell than selling a 2-headed pterodactyl as a Titan class. I could see them going back and saying the Strafe is going to be like a leader class or at most a commander, but I kind of feel like he would be leader class. I swear they said they'd be Titan leader. No, right on the stream they say outright all 4 Dinobots are going to be the same scale. So yeah, I would absolutely die for a Titan class Scorn. Scorn is an awesome looking Dinobot. Here's what Scorn looks like in dinosaur mode. And I think so. The rule of thumb for Transformers Studio Series is they're trying to make all the robots scale accurately. I mean, who knows if that's still the goal? That was when the line started. So maybe it's changed, but if that is still the idea, then I think the dinosaur mode for Grimlock is trying to scale with the robot modes for everyone else. If that makes any sense. Like, they are considering the dinosaur the robot mode. So if this guy is not like scale accurate to the others, for some reason, I mean, he's a Titan class. He should be, right? He's huge. He should be huge. But if for some reason he isn't, it's because the dinosaur mode is scale accurate. Holy crap, they're massive. Yeah, that is all the Transformers reveals for Hasbro Pulse at San Diego Comic-Con. I am absolutely stunned by all these reveals. I'm actually gooped, gagged, and betribbled by them. Let me know in the comments what you think about all these reveals. I'm really interested to hear everyone's opinion because there's so much to chew on. There's so much to talk about. It feels like they revealed something for every type of fan almost. Even stuff like I don't like it, like animated Retgar, like something to talk about at the very least. But yeah, that's gonna be my thoughts on these new reveals. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.